Welcome to Inside the Webb, Student Life Unpacked, your go-to series for everything you need to know about student life at Gardner-Webb University. I'm Lesley, Villarose, Dean of Students, and I'm excited to walk alongside you as we explore the many services, resources, and opportunities designed to help you thrive on campus.
And I'm Brian Arnold, Assistant Dean of Students, here to help you make the most of your GW experience. Whether you're just getting started, transferring in, or returning for another great year, in each episode, we'll take a closer look at different aspects of student life, from housing and wellness to involvement in spiritual life, joined by special guests from across campus.
So whether you're tuning in from home, on the road, or already walking in the quad, this is your space to get informed, get connected, and get inspired. On this episode of Inside the Webb, Student Life Unpacked, we are joined by Molly Allison, who is our Assistant Vice President for Undergraduate Admissions. Molly, how long have you been here at Gardner-Webb?
Wow, that's a great question. It's a little loaded.
Okay.
So I have worked full-time at Gardner-Webb for 10 years now. I did my first 5.5 years in financial aid and spent some years there, but then worked as a student worker the 4 years before my 10 years in financial aid as well. So technically, I've worked in the Dover Campus Center for 14 years.
Well, wonderful. And you're a two-time graduate,
yes,
right?
Double grad 2016 and 2019. So.
Wonderful. Yep. Wonderful. We are glad to have you today. To start off with, thinking from a student's perspective, if I'm interested in Gardner-Webb and I want to come here, learn more, apply, can you talk us through what that journey looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. So our first really line of defense, I guess you would say, would be to encourage a student to come to campus. You may know about Gardner-Webb, you may have heard about Gardner-Webb, or you may not have. But we really think that the community is alive and really vibrant when they can get here on campus. So we really encourage students to be able to come in and do one of our visit experiences. So we do daily visits Monday through Friday. So lots of options throughout the week for visits. We do monthly visits during the school year. So August to May every year. We do a Saturday visit every month. And then we have other options through our dog day events. We usually do 2 in the fall and 2 in the spring, and those events are scheduled out about a semester ahead. So we really encourage students to come visit campus so that they can learn more. We're really excited about helping kind of portray all of their interests and let them see the things that makes Gardner-Webb what would be their place, their home. So we really encourage them to come to campus and get started. But if you can't come to campus, our admissions staff is always willing to talk and just walk you through what next steps look like, try to give you the best picture of Gardner-Webb. We have a virtual tour that you can use as well if you're not able to come to campus, but you can really kind of get a glimpse into what Gardner-Webb has to offer that way.
Molly, what would be your recommendation to students to even start thinking about this stuff if you're a freshman or a sophomore in high school or a junior or senior? When should they really start to think about this stuff and start to make visits? Or you mentioned a dog day, come to one of those. When should they think about that?
Yeah, so we have students that come as early as 9th grade to dog days or daily visits, but we also have seniors that come to dog day in the spring of their senior year. So we try to cater to whatever students, whenever Gardner-Webb enters their radar for a college search, we try to help them where they are. So for freshmen, it's very generalized. Hey, this is Gardner-Webb. This is what we have to offer. These are the programs that we have. For seniors, it might be more, hey, these are the programs we have to offer. This is what you're interested in. Let's let you talk to some faculty members and really get to know what you can do with your Gardner-Webb education. Try to help them through that process a little easier because their timeline's a little shorter. So I'm trying to help them really finalize what that looks like. So really, whenever Gardner-Webb enters the radar, we would love to have you come to campus and start exploring that way. My other suggestion, just as a high school freshman, is to start thinking about schools that might interest you. Do some research. So many students these days are using AI to say, hey, these are the things I want in a school. What are some schools that meet those requirements for me? And then go visit those schools. I want you to go to more than one place. Don't just come to Gardner-Webb. I want you to test the tires, check the tires on all of the places to really see if this is the fit for you as a student. So we encourage students to visit and go and see, so that it's not just they're not just looking at one place, but they see the options they have in front of them.
And in one way, Molly, certainly they can do that is through our dual enrollment programs, which we've recently launched. So could you talk to us about that program?
Yeah. So we are working on some agreements with some of the local high schools specifically and school districts to be able to offer dual enrollment. Some schools are doing that where we are actually providing a professor on their campus to have those courses. But then other schools and students that are local, they can come to campus and actually sit in on some of the general education courses here at Gardner-Webb and get college credit for it. And then there's even some students that are coming and taking some of the more upper level things instead of the AP courses to get college credit and just get a glimpse into what college education looks like. What does a college classroom look like? So I'm really excited to see where that program goes. And then we also offer online opportunities as well. If students are a little further away, they can do some of our online coursework as well.
Molly, when you think about your team, and that student comes with their family for a dog day, or they're here through the week for a tour, what are some things that you hope, most of all, that they take away when they leave this place? They're taking this away from here.
Yeah. I think my main goal for my counselors and my staff is that they can really portray that they are here to be a resource for the student, no matter where they are in the process, no matter if they have questions about Gardner-Webb or just college in general. Especially when it comes to financial aid time with seniors, I tell our counselors that it's really important that you be a resource because financial aid. Financial aid is pretty generalized across the college spectrum when it comes to federal and state aids within our state. So they can speak to those things even at other schools. They can walk students through, hey, this is your out-of-pocket here, but let's really break down what your out-of-pocket might look like at a different school. So really just trying to be a resource for the college search in general, not just Gardner-Webb, because we know not everybody's going to choose Gardner-Webb. Of course, we want you to, but we know that and we pray that the Lord leads the student to the right place, and we just want to be a resource through that search process.
One of the things that I know I've heard from multiple students is it felt right. It felt like this is where God wanted me to be. I'm sure you've heard that in your time from students that are telling their story. What does that mean to you, that it just felt right, or it felt like that this is where God
absolutely.
wanted me?
I think you can ask anybody on this campus, student, staff, faculty alike, what makes Gardner-Webb different, and it's going to be the same. Most of them say the same answer, and that's the community. The community is so vibrant, it's so real, it's so connected here, and I think that is just a really cool part of what makes Gardner-Webb Gardner-Webb. Students are known by their names. They're known by what their interests are. Professors know them. When you're not in class, your professor might call you, and that's a little intimidating, but also knowing that they have that kind of support going into one of the most formative groups of years of their lives, I think is powerful for a student in how they can find belonging at a place. So, yeah.
Molly, I can't believe this, but my daughter is going into the next phase of looking at colleges. And, for me, I've worked in higher ed for a very long time, we're not going to say. And I still don't know a lot of things about the college admissions process. So can you share with us, thinking from a parent perspective, how do you all work with parents through the process? What guidance or advice can you give them?
Yeah. We're seeing more and more that parents are more involved in the college search process than they have been in the past. So we actually end up building just as strong a relationship with some of the parents that we're bringing in as the students. So that's exciting because we can really ease and calm a lot of fears and just nerves through the process. So again, come with your student to visit campus so that you can know that a student is known and seen here, that they're going to be safe here, so that those things can ease your mind. Because if you can have an eased mind and no fears or things surrounding them going to a place, it's going to be easier for the student to see themselves there, number one, but also for them to thrive there, knowing that they have the support of their family to be at a place. So really just go and be there, be a part of the college search. If you can. That's why we offer so many different opportunities for visit, because there are the weekday options. But if you're like me, and I know like you, it's hard to go during the week when you have a job that has very much big commitments during the week. So that's why we try to offer those weekend opportunities so that parents can be involved in the search and in the process. Use the counselor as a resource. Like I said, they're here to answer any questions that you have about the college search process, even giving you their advice of how they felt when they were going through the process. And I think a lot of times my counselors say, they're like, well, I have some that didn't go to Gardner-Webb. And so they say, well, if I had only known about Gardner-Webb and all it had to offer. And I'm like, tell them that is exactly what you need to be sharing and trying to get out to the world, all the things that Gardner-Webb has to offer, so that students can really find their place here. So,
Molly, college affordability is a big question, right?
Absolutely.
And so it can be very confusing because we hear things like FAFSA. We hear things about college loans and grants and all kinds of things. What is the, I guess, financial aid 101 that, in the simplest terms, that you can help parents understand? And I don't think we have parents saying I need less aid. I think most say I want more aid. Yeah. So what do parents really need to know, and students need to know about financial aid?
Yeah. I think the main thing is to complete the FAFSA as soon as possible. It usually opens October 1st of every year, depending on federal legislation and different changes that are happening. We know that there's been some just adjustments to that in the last couple years, but complete the form. It can't hurt you in any way to complete the form. It can only help. So I have a lot of parents that come to me and say, I think I make too much money to get anything from federal or state aid. And I always encourage them to still do the form. Because like I said, it can only help. It can't hurt. Our state grant programs, specifically here in North Carolina, are actually really robust. And there's a really high income threshold, actually, for those programs. So you might qualify and you might not know it. But if you don't fill out the form, you'll never know. I know it can be a little frustrating, but FAFSA has gone through a simplification recently. It can be done in 30 minutes, really, as long as the student and the parent have done their parts. Students actually have a portion that they have to fill out before the parent can be involved. So it kind of puts a little onus back on the student. So it's kind of one of those, welcome to adulthood moments now. So they have to do their part before the parent can complete their section. A little shameless plug here about financial aid at Gardner-Webb is that every single student that steps on this campus gets some form of institutional financial aid. That can range anywhere from $12,000 to $24,000, or we do have full ride opportunities as well through academics and athletics. Every single student that steps on this campus has we have invested in some way, shape, or form through financial aid, which I think is powerful in itself. Not a lot of schools can say that. Private schools have a little bit more opportunity at those kinds of things, and I think truly working through that process with your admissions counselor to work out what does the out of pocket truly look like. That's what we need to be focused on, not the sticker price. Because like I said, every single student has an opportunity to get that sticker price down from the very start, from acceptance.
Molly, thinking through the process, you've talked a little bit about depositing financial aid, but just walk us through quickly for a transfer student or a new, first-time freshman. I've paid my deposit.
Yeah.
Then what do I do?
Yeah,
What's next?
for sure. So deposits do open as early as September. If you are on it and are ready for the next fall in September and pay that deposit, there's not a whole lot you can do at that moment. But that does start to unlock different accesses for you as we move through the recruitment cycle. So once deposit is paid, it opens up your opportunity for pre-registration worksheets. That is the form that the student fills out that really helps the advisor kind of take the first stab at the schedule on preferences and just different general education ideas that the student might be interested in to move forward with the schedule. It opens up the housing application. So it gives them the opportunity to go ahead and complete that as soon as it opens, as well as our living learning community applications as well. So they get early access to those things. So sooner the deposit is made, the sooner you have access to those things that start opening throughout the process. And then we just work with those students all the way through to get them enrolled. We're really excited. This is the week that enrollment actually starts. Students and freshmen will start being placed in classes for fall. So it's kind of an exciting week working with advising to help them get our new students kind of all squared away. It's kind of exciting.
Oh, yeah. You had mentioned some of the partnerships we have with local schools and community colleges. If I'm one of those students and I have transfer credit, what do I do with it?
Yeah.
What am I transferring?
Yeah, for sure. So we do have an agreement with the North Carolina Community College system for articulation. So if a student has an associate's degree that they've earned during high school, that will meet full articulation at Gardner-Webb. So, which is a really exciting thing. Students can enter as a junior depending on program. Nursing is one that is a 3-year program no matter what you do. So that is, they can knock out their general eds and kind of go straight into the second year of the 4-year degree, which is exciting. So there's different options. So we actually have a tool on our website. It's called the Transfer Equivalency Worksheet. And you can actually search for the school that you've earned your credit at, and you can put in the different course numbers because North Carolina is, their nomenclature for community college system is all consistent. So you can actually select the courses that you've taken, and it will show you what that is transferable for here at Gardner-Webb. So you can start to kind of evaluate that even before you send us the transcripts to see how much of a degree you've already completed, basically, through dual enrollment and just different opportunities through high school AP, those kinds of things.
So, Molly, we've been asking all of our guests to talk to us about what makes Gardner-Webb so special to them. Obviously, you've been here a long time. You've gone to school here. You work here. And I think you've talked a little bit about this in terms of what sets Gardner-Webb apart for, prospective students. But tell us, what does it mean to be working at Gardner-Webb to you?
I think it's really exciting to be able to work at the place that gave me so much. I think coming into college as a freshman, higher ed was not on my radar for what I wanted to do. My mom worked in financial aid when I was growing up, so when I started working in financial aid, everybody's like, oh, you want to do what your mom did? And I was like, absolutely not. That was not the plan. But I tell people all the time that the Lord has a sense of humor. But I truly have found what I enjoy, what I love in the work that we get to do here. And I also say all the time that I just don't know that I could do it quite as passionately at a place that I didn't attend. So it's really exciting to I know the impact that my education had on me and how formative this place was for me, and just relationships that I've built along the way. It's really exciting to help lead students into that same experience and then get to see them really grow and thrive here, and then always have the Gardner-Webb connection. Even if they don't work here, they have I feel like most of our students go away from here with a really strong sense of belonging. even after they're gone, that they really truly feel like this place has given them a lot, but they're also always welcome here, which is, it's the best part to me is it's the community, like I said earlier.
That is wonderful. We are very grateful for you and your part in the community and your passion and all the work that you and your team do. So thank you so much for joining us, Molly. And thank you all for joining us on this episode of Student Life Unpacked. And we hope to see you next time.